pray to God, he can somehow understand. I took him home, back home to Newfoundland. I want to go back when it's England time again. I want to walk in the softly falling rain and hear again the lonely seagulls cry. Oh, take me home once more before I die. Oh, take me home once more before I die.
Having a look now at your forecast. Few showers, fog, winds at 50. The rain should end around lunchtime.
When there's a passing in your family, you don't need to be worried about sudden expenses and decision making. All arrangements can be made in advance on the south and southwest coast, a guiding light in your time of need.
Because after the salt fish industry, when years ago when we were salting the fish, and then it turned to the fresh fish industry. Well, my goodness, you know, that was the only industry, the fishing, they were doing a brisk business, you know, and you could see it, you could really see it in these towns.
After we got into the door, it was a smaller boat. Started off fairly good, you know, we were making a week's wages every week. A lot of the inshore fishermen in this, well, they won't salvage none of the season, but the only chances are they might get for the winter months. Govern yourself to a certain amount of money that you're going to have in the house at the end of the week. That's how much money you're going to spend. This area here is given the 30-day credit system that never changed over the years, and you got to depend on that.
That's forgetting about our main industry, we'll say. Apparently there's too much oil kicked around. You know,
what's that, offshore oil?
Yeah. So hopefully that's going to be the big thing. It seems that the fishery is going to fail.
And the supply boats. That's all I know. That's all I know anyways, you know, is the sea. If I can get a job on a boat, I'll take it.
On November 18th, 1929, 3 giant waves crashed over the Burin Peninsula. Homes were swept out to sea, fishing boats destroyed, and for some people, a season's catch of salt cod lost.
4 o'clock in the evening, everything shook. Now we didn't know what. The whole coast dried right out, as far as you could see, right out across the pond. It wasn't very long, about 20 or 25 minutes, it started coming in, and it didn't come in like water. It was just like foam that you put on the fire. Everyone took off running up in the woods, and my brother, I grabbed him up and under my arm, and next morning when we got up, everything was covered in with glitter. That was in November. Everything was gone. All the people's fish, and in them times you used to dry the fish. Took all the beaches and all the ponds, filled it all up with. Came right straight in, almost to the back road. That family got lost their house, brought down the place in the pond. 3 children, they were all drowned. But little girl, she lived because she was upstairs in bed. After it was all over, the men went out and broke the window and took the little girl out. She was terrified. She was up further up in the meadow, and the sea took that house. As it happened, it was 2-story. It landed and left it right there in the pond. And now there was leaves there along, you know, on the other side, but never touched that. And the poor little children, they were all waking in the hall, and she didn't have kids put to bed, only one.
There's many theories about how Arthurton got its name. I suppose the most common one is because of the heart-shaped harbour, but the real story is one my mother told me when I was a boy, and involves a mermaid. You see, the very first fisherman that came in this harbour was actually lost in the fog. The fog was so thick you could cut it with a knife. When he finally broke out of the fog, he was almost on that rock there, and what should he see but a beautiful mermaid combing her long, black, beautiful hair. Oh, well, he was astounded, and he jumped on the rock and he grabbed her before she had a chance to slip into the water. Now, he had it in his mind to keep her for himself, but she persuaded him to let her go, promising that she would tell him where to find a fortune. Well, he let her go, and when she was free in the water, she said, "You go in that harbour, and the first brook on your left, you'll find your fortune." Well, he went in, and he found the brook, and I suppose he had a buried treasure in his mind, but he didn't find that. But what he did find was lots of fresh drinking water, brooks teeming with trout, lots of good hunting in the hills nearby, and he settled here, and he fished to his heart's content, and he hunted to his heart's content, and I suppose he did everything else to his heart's content.
She'd bless us before we go to bed in the night, she would. Put on the cross on us. I'll tell you now, you didn't forget your morning and night prayers with them. You say your night prayers, and then up in the morning, you say your prayers for the day.
My flying was done entirely in the cockpit. That is, I depended on instruments alone to tell me the position of my plane in space. I could not see even to the wingtips, and I could only know that I was flying right side up by what my instruments told me. I flew sometimes high and sometimes low. I flew near the water to escape the clouds and rain, but found that the fog lay close to the surface, and I had to rise above it.